Hey friends, Alan Lee here with Honestly Handyman Services. Most of you guys know me from my online courses in our Facebook group. For those of you that don't, welcome, welcome. I'm Alan Lee, owner of Honestly Handyman Services, and today we're going to talk specifically about how to make sure that your handyman business will survive the winter. Now, it's very important to track your numbers of jobs coming in and jobs that you are converting. And if you don't keep track of that, you're really kind of just running in the wind and not really knowing whether you should advertise or whether you shouldn't. So I'm going to show you guys some tips today on how you would know basically if you need to start your advertising to make it through the winter or if you have enough work coming in to sustain that. So let's go on over here to the computer and let's take a look. So this is Yelp. If you guys do not have a Yelp account, you can go ahead and create a free Yelp account. It's actually pretty awesome. I would highly recommend it. And after you've had it for a while, this is basically your statistics of how many people reach out to you per month. So this is actual statistics here. So as you can see here, this is when I first started out my business, and it's went up, went down, went up, went down a little bit. And then these are the months here. And in the orange brackets, you can see those are the months that were advertised. There was actually some months being advertised over here, but it doesn't show that just because it's a little bit back there beyond that. So this is one cool way of seeing it on Yelp for free. Another cool way is basically tracking it yourself. And if you guys know me at all, I love duplicating things. So I love seeing this, but I also love tracking it myself. So I have this, I call it my call form. So this is basically everyone who calls will get put into this form. So basically my customer relations personnel has this form printed out, and she writes on it daily. So basically, people that call, their name, date replied, the source that they called us from, client's phone number, client's email, client's address, and then concern and things like that. So this is one way to keep track of that. And then she takes this information and daily transmits it over to this one. Now, this is actual information here, and she transmits it over here. So viable leads sent to the tech. So that means that it's viable leads of work that we can do that are in our area. So these are the number of those leads sent to the technician per day. These are the weekdays, and then we got leads that are out of our service area. We want to keep this down as small as we can, and we also want to keep this one down as small as we can. But they tell us very, very good things, so they're very important to keep track of. As you can see, this one's pretty low, which is good. So these are leads of jobs that are too large for us or jobs that we do not perform. Those are low. That's good. This one is leads out of our service area. This is a really good one to keep track of because there are specifically 2 cities around us where the majority, probably 90% of these calls come from those 2 cities. So it's really good to know that information because that tells you if you're ever looking at expanding, those are obviously the 2 cities to expand to because those are the ones that even though you're not advertising or trying to reach into those areas, you are getting plenty of calls from those areas. And those 2 areas, there are specific reasons why we don't go out to those areas. One is obviously because they're too far, but also the roads connecting them are not very strategically placed, so traffic going into them and coming out of them is very horrible. So if we do go into them, we try and make a whole day of that. These are obviously the ones that we're most interested in is viable leads sent to the technician. And then we have tallies basically here. So these are total leads per day. This is everyone who called us on that specific day. And these are the total viable leads sent to the techs per week. And so basically these are the cool ones to look at. You can kind of see a trend, 16, 26, 29, 26, 24. We're not done with this week yet, but as you can see, it's quite interesting, and you can also see leads that were out of the area, leads that were too large, total leads per week out of everything. Oh, these are leads per day. So these are pretty cool. This is kind of another way of keeping that strategy map that we saw over here at Yelp. Yelp does this automatically for us only for people who contact us or find us through Yelp. But the thing that I like about this is because it's people that contact us from every platform, whether that's Facebook, Google, Yelp, Instagram, everything. Any way that they find us, they're going to be put into this because this is specifically designed and made for by us. So you can feel free to use this information. It's not copyrighted, but you can definitely use it. By looking at this form, you can definitely tell as we're going into fall and winter, you can see if you need to start advertising or if you don't need to start advertising. So couple this information over with the information on Yelp, and you can also find this on Google as well. And you can see kind of the trends from year after year and see how kind of things are going. And you can see here that August is actually a little bit lower than it was last year. So that might give you, a kind of an insight into maybe people are using Yelp less. Maybe that's just it. Or maybe the economy is a little bit less, or maybe less people are using your business, or maybe there's a reason why they're not calling you specifically, and that's also something that you need to look into. Maybe your prices are too high. Maybe the market has just become more saturated. There's a lot of different things that go on that make people not call you or not use Yelp or things like that. And that's also another part of this, is digging in to find out why that is. So I love using these things, and this is something that I recently started on this form here, just to kind of keep track of how things are going. Because if we can keep the total leads sent to the tech, per week, above 20 at least, then we're going to be golden. You could even make a decent living on 5 leads per week if those 5 leads are good leads. So it all depends on kind of what your price range is, how big a jobs you do. Obviously, I'm here in California, so the jobs that I do are considerably smaller than what most handymen do around the country. But these are the numbers that work great for us. So if you guys like this content, feel free to like this video. Also subscribe to this channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below with what your thoughts are on this, on logging your work leads. And also, if you've done something similar to this in the past, maybe a little bit differently, I would absolutely love to hear about it. And if you've learned something from this video, leave it in the comment section below, because I know someone else would absolutely love to hear it. If you haven't joined us over at our Facebook page, feel free to join us there. It's the Handyman Journey Mastermind group on Facebook. I also have an ebook that I would love to give you for free over at handymanjourney.com. Feel free to check that out, download that, great information. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you on the next one.